You may have seen them in home decor stores or tucked into the corner of a friend's bookshelf. Small elephant figurines, often made of wood, stone, or ceramic, sometimes with their trunks raised high. They are beautiful, yes, but for many they also carry something more, a quiet promise of prosperity, protection, and peace. You might even have one in your home right now. And if you do, this message is for you. Because here's the truth. Placing a Feng Shui elephant in your home can support a better flow of energy. But if it's placed in the wrong spot, it doesn't just not work. It can actually interrupt the very things you're hoping to invite in: wealth, emotional stability, even the feeling of calm when you walk through your front door. Most people aren't aware of that. They see the symbol, they like the idea, and they set it down without much thought. And slowly, without realizing it, the energy in the home begins to shift. Not dramatically, but subtly, quietly, like a faucet dripping in the background. You can't quite explain why the tension in the home feels heavier, or why progress in life feels just slightly out of sync. So before we talk about how to place these elephants for real impact, we need to pause and check one thing. Is your elephant actually working with you, or unknowingly against you? In this video, I'll walk you through the most powerful places to position a Feng Shui elephant to support wealth and peace. And more importantly, I'll show you the most common mistakes that people make. Mistakes that don't come from bad intentions, just quiet misunderstandings. And those are the ones that affect us the most. Let's begin. Part 1, Lucky Charm or Silent Blocker. The truth about Feng Shui elephants. There's a reason so many people are drawn to elephants. They feel solid, grounded, wise. In many homes, they sit quietly by entryways or rest on mantelpieces, their trunks raised in a hopeful arc toward the future. We keep them because we believe they bring something good into our space. And maybe, for a while, they do. But here's the truth most people don't realize. A Feng Shui elephant placed without intention, placed just for the sake of aesthetics or trend, doesn't just lose its power, it can begin to block it. Slowly, quietly, like a door that never quite closes, letting in a draft you can't explain. In Feng Shui, elephants symbolize strength, protection, wisdom, and good fortune. But they are not passive trinkets. They work through the energy you give them, the placement you choose, the relationship you maintain with the space they occupy. When we forget that, when we let them gather dust on low shelves or sit in chaotic corners of the home, we don't just neutralize their power, we reverse it. We turn a symbol of protection into a holder of stuck energy. And over time, that stagnancy echoes into the rest of the home. The room begins to feel heavier. Tension lingers longer. Motivation, clarity, even income start to shift, just slightly enough that we can't quite name it, but we feel it. A subtle sense that something isn't flowing right. That's the risk of believing too much in symbols and too little in presence. We buy into the charm of an object, but forget the energy it requires. And when we do, the very thing we hoped would bring in wealth becomes what stands in its way. Not because the elephant is broken, but because it's been turned into decoration instead of intention. There is nothing wrong with using sacred symbols to enhance our spaces. In fact, when chosen and placed mindfully, they can act as anchors for everything we hope to create: abundance, stability, calm. But intention is the fuel and placement is the channel. Without those two, the symbol remains a statue. It might look beautiful, but it doesn't breathe. If you've ever wondered why your home feels energetically off, why your efforts don't seem to match the results, or why moments of clarity and motivation feel more fleeting than before, don't overlook that quiet elephant in the corner. Ask yourself where you placed it. Ask yourself when you last noticed it. Did you choose its location with purpose, or did it just seem like a good spot at the time? Is it facing the direction of opportunity or staring into a mirror, endlessly reflecting its own energy back at itself? Is it surrounded by peace or clutter, by light or disarray? These questions might seem small, but in energy work, small shifts hold big consequences. And elephants, despite their size, are subtle energy workers. They don't command the space. They harmonize with it. In American homes especially, where life can be fast and routines can blur into autopilot, It's easy to let intention fall behind design. We often style a space for how it looks, not how it feels. But your home isn't just a place you live in. It's an energy field you walk through every day, and every object within it, especially those tied to belief and meaning, is either amplifying your flow or weighing it down. The Feng Shui elephant is one of the most misunderstood symbols because it's often bought out of hope, but not placed with clarity. It's easy to believe you're doing it right just because you have one. But energy doesn't respond to trends, it responds to intention. So if you own an elephant, the next step isn't to throw it away, it's to reconnect with it. To lift it, clean it, notice it again. To ask, what do I want this to hold for me? What kind of energy am I inviting? Where does it belong now in this season of my life? And more importantly, how can I become a co-creator in that energy instead of just a bystander? Symbols like the elephant were never meant to do the work for us. They were meant to remind us to do the work with presence, to sit a little straighter, to breathe a little deeper, to move through our homes with more attention. Because when we remember what the elephant stands for, not luck, but grounded wisdom, not magic, but intentional direction, it starts to work again. Not loudly, but deeply. And that's where transformation really begins. Part 2, where should you place it? The 3 most powerful spots. Place 1. At your front door, don't just pick a spot, choose a direction. For many of us, the front door is just a door, a place to come in and go out. But in Feng Shui, it's much more than that. It's called the mouth of energy for a reason. Everything that enters your home, not just physically but energetically, flows through this portal. Which means this is not just the place where people step in. It's where opportunity finds you. It's where prosperity knocks. It's where peace enters or doesn't. And if your Feng Shui elephant is sitting near the front door, but facing the wrong way, sitting too low or buried under other decorations, you might be unknowingly blocking the very flow you meant to attract. Let's start with direction. If your elephant is placed near the front door and its trunk is facing into the home, it's inviting energy inward. That's ideal if you want to attract wealth, new opportunities, or supportive relationships. But if it's facing outward, its role shifts. Now it's a guardian standing watch and protecting your home from unwanted energy or unseen emotional clutter. Neither direction is wrong, but one must match your intention. And the mistake many people make is not choosing at all. They simply place it where it looks nice. But energy doesn't care about pretty, it cares about purpose. Next is height. A common mistake is placing the elephant too low, on the floor, or a tiny mat near the door as if it were a doorstop. In Feng Shui, this isn't just a design issue. It's a message. When we place a symbol of strength and abundance so low it can barely be seen, we also place our own sense of worth there. We tell our space that protection and prosperity belong at the bottom, beneath eye level, beneath our attention. Elevating the elephant to waist height or above isn't about reverence, it's about respect. It's about remembering that what you want to welcome into your home deserves to be seen, acknowledged, and honored. Now let's talk about what surrounds your elephant. Is it standing alone, clear and visible? Or is it tucked between a stack of shoes and a dusty umbrella stand? Is there light around it, a plant nearby? Or is it wedged beside a pile of unopened mail, lost in the noise of daily life? Because the elephant doesn't just carry your intention, it reflects your environment. And when we clutter that environment, we dilute the clarity of what we're trying to invite. Your front door is the first energetic impression your home gives to the world. And if your elephant's presence is chaotic, it says something deeper. That your boundaries are blurred, that your focus is scattered, that even your protection is unsure of where it stands. But here's the shift. When you place an elephant mindfully at the entrance, when you choose the direction, raise its position, clear its space, something happens, subtle at first. You notice the doorway more. You open it with more intention. You pause just a little longer before leaving the house or stepping inside. That moment of pause becomes a ritual. That ritual becomes awareness, and that awareness creates flow. Because energy follows attention, and when your front door becomes a space of attention instead of autopilot, your whole relationship with your home begins to shift. And there's something even deeper. In many homes, especially in Western culture, the entryway is the most overlooked area. We decorate the living room, we renovate the kitchen, we obsess over bedroom colors, but the front door, it's often treated like a hallway, just a space you pass through. And yet in Feng Shui, it's the most active point of energetic exchange. If the energy can't get in clearly, neither can the abundance. It's not about superstition, it's about flow. And your elephant, when placed with clarity, becomes more than a statue. It becomes a silent gatekeeper, a protector, a greeter of what matters most. So take a look at your front door. Look with fresh eyes. Is your elephant facing the way your life needs to go? Is it standing proud or slumped in the corner? Is it being honored or forgotten? These are not small details, they are mirrors, because how we treat the threshold of our home reflects how we treat the threshold of change in our lives. When you align one, you begin to open the other. And that's when everything starts to move, gently, but unmistakably, in your favor. Place 2, on your work desk, your silent assistant when pressure builds. There are certain hours in the day when the air around your desk feels different. It's not just about emails or deadlines. It's the weight that builds quietly, the pressure to solve problems, to stay focused, to make decisions that carry consequences. And somewhere between the to-do lists and the silent tension of trying to hold everything together, you may have noticed it. Your energy dips. Not from physical exhaustion, but from something subtler, an invisible drain that leaves you feeling slightly off, slightly behind, and quietly overwhelmed. That's why the placement of a Feng Shui elephant on your work desk is more than aesthetic. It's intentional energy design, and when done right, it becomes less about luck and more about alignment. Because while you may have the skills, the experience, the knowledge, you're still human, and humans, especially when under pressure, need grounding. Stillness, silent support. The elephant isn't there to magically fix your day, but it can hold a frequency that reminds you of your own inner strength, especially when stress starts whispering doubts you didn't ask for. Let's be clear, your desk isn't just a piece of furniture. It's an energy field. Every time you sit down, your thoughts, worries, hopes, and ambitions gather in that one space. And whatever sits on it, whether it's clutter, chaos, or quiet intention, amplifies your emotional state. Placing an elephant here, especially one facing inward toward you, isn't superstition. It's strategy. It signals to your subconscious, I am protected. I am supported. I don't need to rush. I'm not alone. Now let's talk about placement behind the chair, a spot often overlooked. When you place a Feng Shui elephant, ideally paired with a rhinoceros behind your chair, you symbolically protect your back, an ancient cue to your nervous system that says, no one's sneaking up on me. This becomes especially important in work environments, physical or remote, where power dynamics, unspoken competition, or silent judgment can leave you feeling energetically exposed. The elephant and rhino pair, when placed in this position, act not just as daker, but as a shield. And sometimes, knowing you're energetically covered lets your focus return to where it belongs. Your vision, your clarity, your next right step. But even if you work from home, in a quiet room with no one to defend against, the silent stress still builds. You carry internal pressure, self-imposed expectations, the burden of keeping everything in motion. In those moments, a small elephant placed on your desk, even the size of your palm, becomes more than a symbol. It becomes a tether, a reminder to breathe, to return to the part of you that works best not through urgency, but through presence. Let's pause here. Ask yourself, what currently sits on your desk? Is it full of papers, unopened mail, old notes, tangled cords? Is your workspace carrying the weight of yesterday's tasks, plus today's expectations? If so, your mind is not the only thing that's overloaded. The energy of your space is echoing that clutter, and placing a Feng Shui elephant in that kind of environment won't work, because elephants, energetically, don't thrive in chaos. They ground space, but they can't anchor anything if there's nowhere clean or calm to land. So the first step isn't buying the right elephant. It's creating space for it. Clear a small section of your desk. It doesn't need to be big, but it does need to feel intentional. Wipe the surface. Light a small candle, add a small plant or a clear quartz crystal. Then when the space feels neutral, place your elephant there, not with fanfare but with a quiet breath. You're not placing a statue, you're placing presence. What type of elephant works best for your desk? Ideally, one with its trunk raised, symbolizing upliftment, momentum, and opening of opportunities. If your work involves leadership, teaching, decision-making, or guiding others, this matters more. You want an elephant that mirrors the kind of energy you're trying to hold. Steady, generous, unshakable. Avoid overly decorated or cartoonish designs. You're not here for luck, you're here for aligned support. One of the most powerful but simple arrangements. Pairing your elephant with a small tea light and a smooth stone. The candle brings fire energy, passion, clarity, forward movement. The stone brings earth, stability, protection, grounded action. And the elephant, it bridges both. It reminds you to act with strength but not force, to move forward but not in fear. This trio turns your desk into more than a task zone. It becomes an altar to focus, to calm determination, to silent power. There's one more thing to consider. What is your elephant facing? Many people unknowingly place it facing toward walls, tangled cords, or even the backside of their computer. That sends an energetic message of blockages, barriers, and burnout. Instead, let your elephant face openness. A window, a vision board, a direction that invites possibility. That way it's not just reflecting your current moment, it's reminding you of where you're heading. And when you do feel pressure building, here's a simple ritual. Pause your typing. Place your hand on the elephant's back. One deep breath in. One long exhale out. Whisper one word, not a task, not a demand. Just a word, steady, clarity, enough, whatever you need. Then return. That one breath can change the trajectory of your entire hour. Because in the end, the elephant doesn't make your work easier. It reminds you that you're already equipped to handle it, that your presence, not your panic, is the real power in the room. That even in a world where everything feels urgent, there's still strength in stillness. So take a look at your desk right now. Is it a space that drains you or centers you? If you placed an elephant there today, would it be buried? Or would it stand with quiet dignity? Would it see you rushing past, or watch you return to yourself? You don't need more effort. You need more alignment. And sometimes it begins with one small object and the stillness you choose to bring back to your own seat at the table. Place 3. In the bedroom, the space where love and life quietly begin. Bedrooms carry a different kind of silence. Not the silence of absence, but the one that holds breath, memories, and meaning. This is where your body softens, where your heart forgets the rush. Where your true self, the one that's not on display, rests each night beside dreams and longing. That's why placing a Feng Shui elephant in your bedroom must come with even more care. Because here, the energy isn't about movement, it's about presence. Not about attracting the outside world, but nurturing the one within. In this space, an elephant doesn't work as a guard or an energizer. It works as a gentle harmonizer. Especially for women who have spent decades holding space for others, managing homes, caregiving, supporting everyone else. The bedroom becomes the one place that should give you something back, a soft return, a breath you didn't realize you were holding, a kind of quiet that soothes more than it stirs. But that only happens if the space allows for it. If the bedroom carries unresolved tension, unfinished arguments, unread bills, clothing that no longer fits, gifts you no longer love, the elephant can't help you rest. Because even the most beautiful symbol can't do its work in a room that feels emotionally full. It doesn't mean your bedroom has to be perfect. It means it has to feel like it belongs to your now, not your past. Start here, look at where your elephant might live in the room. Don't place it near the door. This isn't about guarding. Place it close to where the energy of intimacy, healing, or solitude feels most honest. Beside the nightstand, across from the bed, on a shelf that catches morning light. This isn't for decoration. This is for remembering that even in stillness you are supported. And its trunk, in the bedroom, a downward trunk can be more grounding. It anchors you, helps the energy settle. If you've been through grief, change, menopause, loneliness, this grounding matters. The downward trunk whispers, you are held. While upward trunks symbolize expansion, the downward reminds you there is power in softening. Now ask, what does the rest of the room echo? Do you wake to light or to clutter? Do you sleep beside peace or distraction? An elephant can't reverse what the room keeps repeating. It can only amplify the energy you allow. So give it quiet, give it space, give it something beautiful to face, like a vase of fresh flowers, a photo that brings you calm, a candle you light only for yourself. Not for rituals, just for intention. Some women place elephants in pairs in the bedroom, not because they seek a partner, but because they are choosing harmony. Two elephants side by side facing inward toward the bed signal union not just with others but within yourself. Feminine and masculine energy, giving and receiving, past and future. One woman told me she placed two small elephants beside her mirror. They help me see myself softer, she said. That's the work, not magic, but perspective. If love has been heavy for you, or if you're rebuilding trust in your own heart, the elephant offers quiet companionship. No judgment, no answers, just a steady symbol that says you are still worthy of peace. You are still allowed to begin again, not by effort, but by rest. At night, before you sleep, try this. Touch the elephant, not as a ritual, but as a moment of grounding. One breath in, one breath out. Whisper one word into the space: ease, allow, home, something simple, something soft. Then close your eyes. This isn't about asking for anything. It's about allowing what's already there to rise, because the bedroom isn't just where the day ends, it's where your energy resets, where your stories lay down beside you, and your soul decides what it will carry into tomorrow. A well-placed elephant doesn't change your life overnight, but it helps you remember who you are when no one is watching. And sometimes that's when healing begins, not with a bang, but with a sigh. So ask yourself, what energy sleeps with you? What space are you waking into? Is your bedroom a retreat or a reminder? And if you gave one small corner to the elephant, what kind of peace might it hold for you? You don't need a bigger bed. You don't need more cushions. You just need one corner that says, this is where I return to myself. Part 3, tiny mistakes, big losses. What's blocking your elephant's power? Sometimes it's not the big things that hold us back. It's the small ones, the forgotten corner, the dusty shelf, the statue that once meant something but now just sits there. And in the case of your Feng Shui elephant, these tiny oversights don't just mute its power. They slowly reverse it. Not in one loud moment, but drip by drip, like a faucet left just barely open, draining energy you didn't know you were losing. Let's start with dust. That fine layer we all mean to wipe, but rarely do. It's more than neglect. In energy terms, it's stagnation. Dust holds old thoughts, old intentions, unspoken fatigue. When it gathers on your elephant, it's not just sitting on the surface, it's settling into the message. You're telling your home, this symbol no longer matters. This part of me, the one that once believed in flow and fortune and grounding, I've stopped showing up for it, and your space responds in kind. Then there's misplacement. Placing the elephant too low, hidden behind furniture, or worse, facing directly into clutter is like asking for support while standing in your own way. The elephant is meant to channel energy, not block it. But when it's facing a pile of laundry, a cracked wall, or the back of a tangled charger cord, what energy is it supposed to invite? Every object in your home speaks, and the view your elephant has is the story it keeps amplifying. One of the most common mistakes, letting it face mirrors. At first glance, it seems harmless, but mirrors don't reflect intention, they multiply energy. If your elephant faces a mirror, it's caught in an infinite feedback loop. Whatever it was meant to do, protect, attract, ground, it now reflects endlessly without anchoring. It's like shouting into an echo chamber. The power goes out, but it doesn't return. And then there's the emotional imprint. This one is harder to see. Have you ever placed an elephant in a room you no longer enjoy being in? Maybe it was your late husband's office, or the guest room that no one uses, or a dusty corner in your hallway that feels heavy. When you leave the elephant there untouched, it begins to absorb that emotional quiet. The grief, the avoidance, the disconnection. It holds what the room holds. And if that room has become a space of emotional weight, then so has your elephant. You might be thinking, but it's just a statue. But you knew it wasn't when you first brought it home. You placed it because you believed it meant something. That belief was real, and energy listens to that. But over time, as we shift, as our homes change, as our lives unfold, symbols get left behind, not out of malice, but out of momentum. And so the elephant becomes silent, not just in presence, but in power. But here's the good news. Power, when it comes to energy, isn't about force, it's about clarity. And clarity can always return. One small shift is enough to awaken the flow again. Wipe it clean. Move it into a space that breathes, change its direction. Let it face something beautiful, something alive, something full of potential. And above all, see it again, not as a forgotten object, but as a mirror of what you're ready to reclaim. Because in the end, the biggest block isn't the placement or the dust or even the direction. It's forgetting. It's walking past symbols of our own worth without looking. It's living beside objects we once loved, now left unread like old letters. The elephant doesn't need perfection, it needs presence. So take a walk through your home tonight, one quiet loop. Don't fix anything yet, just notice. What's collecting weight? What's still carrying meaning? What's quietly asking to be seen again? And when you reach the elephant, ask it, not with words, but with energy. Are you still working for me, or have I forgotten what you were here to do? Sometimes, the smallest shift in attention brings back the biggest returns. Part 4. Pick the right elephant for what you actually need. Not every elephant is meant to walk with you. Some are too loud, decorated with bright gems and gold paint that scream for attention but say very little about what you truly need. Others are too soft, tiny ceramic pieces tucked into bookshelves, forgotten in corners, cute but voiceless. Choosing the right Feng Shui elephant is not about trends. It's about truth, your truth. Right now. Before you buy or move, the one you already have, pause and ask, what part of my life is actually asking for support? Is it your finances, your sense of protection, your relationship, your confidence in the morning? Most people don't ask this. They buy an elephant the way they'd buy a candle because it looks nice or someone said it was lucky. But when the intention isn't clear, the energy gets blurred. And blurred energy doesn't bring change, it brings noise. Let's start with the trunk, the part people talk about most. If you're in a season of rebuilding after loss, illness, or emotional fatigue, choose an elephant with its trunk down. This doesn't mean bad luck, it means grounding. Downward trunks pull energy inward. They say settle, soften, find your footing before you run. Perfect for the bedroom or any space where you're trying to restore instead of achieve. If instead you're stepping into something new, launching a project, moving homes, calling in more income, a raised trunk is ideal. It lifts the energy, opens the path, signals momentum. It's not better, it's just aligned with upward motion. A reminder that your energy is ready to expand again. Material matters too. If you're feeling emotionally scattered, choose stone or wood, materials that absorb and hold, not reflect. If you're trying to amplify clarity or decision-making, go for metal or crystal, clean, sharp energy that cuts through fog. Avoid plastic. Always, not because it's inauspicious, but because it carries no resonance. It doesn't breathe. It doesn't belong. Color speaks more than people realize. White or cream for peace, gold for abundance, black for protection, green for healing. But remember, don't chase color for results. Let color support intention. A woman once told me she bought a red elephant because it was for passion. But it sat in a room where she hadn't felt passion in any form for years. The dissonance only made her feel more disconnected. She moved it to a reading nook, surrounded by warmth, and chose a soft, gray elephant for her bedroom instead. Now, she said, it doesn't demand anything from me. It just reminds me to come back to myself. Size doesn't mean power. A small elephant placed intentionally can do more than a large one shoved into a cluttered shelf. In fact, smaller elephants are often better for workspaces or travel. They remind you subtly, not loudly. Big isn't always better. Clear is, and what about how many? One elephant brings focus. Two bring union. A parade of elephants, often seen with trunks linked, symbolizes legacy, community, and support across generations. If you're healing family lineage or calling in generational wealth, this may resonate. But don't buy more than you can care for. It's not about the number. It's about whether you'll actually see them every day and let them remind you of what you asked for. Here's the quiet truth. The right elephant is not the one that looks the most expensive. It's the one that reflects what you secretly hope for but haven't said aloud. The longing behind the practicality, the softness behind the structure. So walk through your home, walk slowly. What kind of energy does each room hold? What do you hold when you're in it? And now ask again, what kind of elephant does this space truly call for? Not what Pinterest suggests, not what tradition says, but what you in this moment would be quietly comforted by. Because that's the only one worth choosing. The elephant that doesn't just sit in your space, but stays beside your becoming. Part 5, How to Wake Up Your Elephant. No rituals, just presence. Somewhere in your home sits an elephant. Maybe on a shelf beside a lamp. Maybe tucked into the corner of your desk. You may walk past it every day, barely noticing. Once it felt meaningful, now it's just there, still beautiful, still gentle, but asleep. And it's not your fault. Life gets busy. We collect good intentions like we collect throw pillows, lovely in the beginning, but eventually faded by familiarity. What was once a symbol of grounding or protection quietly turns into daker. And that's when its energy stops working. Not because it's broken, but because it's been forgotten. Waking up your Feng Shui elephant doesn't require incense or chanting. You don't need moonlight, mantras, or ceremonial timing. What it needs, what every meaningful object in your home needs, is your presence. That's it, just presence. So how do you do that? Start by noticing it, not glancing, not rearranging, just seeing it, like you'd notice an old friend sitting quietly across the room. Maybe it's dusty, maybe the surface has dulled, that's okay. What matters is that you let your energy meet it again, not with demands, not with goals, just awareness. You're still here and so am I. Then gently clean it with your hands, a soft cloth, a little warm water, no sprays, no essential oils unless it feels truly right to you. Don't make it a chore, make it a pause, an invitation. With every stroke, you're not just removing dust. You're dissolving the film of forgetfulness that's settled between you and your intention. And while you clean, breathe slowly, not in a meditative way, just human, present. Breathe like you're letting the energy move again through your space, through your fingertips, through the quiet memory of what this elephant once meant. Then ask, silently, what did I place you here for? What was I hoping to remember? Not in search of a perfect answer, just a quiet reflection, because the answer will come not as a voice, but as a feeling. And here's the secret, that feeling is the awakening. You don't have to program the elephant. You don't have to declare your desires out loud. You just have to feel them again. Let them rise. Let them echo gently into the space. The energy doesn't respond to words. It responds to sincerity. From there, decide, is this elephant still in the right place? Maybe it needs to move. Not out of strategy, but because its current view no longer reflects your current self. Maybe it needs more light. Maybe it needs less company. Maybe it belongs somewhere quieter where you can reconnect with it without rushing past. And if it's in the right spot, then simply bless it, not formally, just with your attention, with a moment of stillness, with a breath that says, we begin again. Because sometimes that's all any of us need, not to be replaced, not to be recharged, but to be seen again. To be honored for the quiet work we've been doing, even while no one was watching. Waking up your elephant isn't about waking up it. It's about waking up the part of you that once believed in soft power, that believed in grounding, that believed you could shift the energy of a room not by control but by care. This is how presence works. It doesn't shout, it doesn't shine, it doesn't make noise, it remembers. It reopens the small, sacred channels of attention, and in doing so, it reactivates everything you once hoped for. So go now. Find your elephant. Don't do anything big. Just stand beside it and ask quietly, not what you want it to do, but what you're ready to feel again. Because that's the real awakening, not of a statue, but of the space between you and what still matters. Final, there's something tender about the way we place things in our homes. A small statue, a candle, a framed photo on the nightstand. At first, we think it's decoration. But deep down, we know we're building a map of how we want to feel, of what we quietly hope will shift, of who we're slowly becoming. The Feng Shui elephant isn't just about luck or tradition, it's a mirror. It reflects not what you own, but how you hold it. Not what you wish for, but whether your space is ready to receive it. And in the past few minutes, we've walked through that mirror together. We've looked at doors not just as wood and hinges, but as thresholds of change. We've seen work desks as emotional landscapes, bedrooms as places not just of sleep, but of repair, intimacy, and return. And we've realized what blocks us isn't always big. Sometimes it's a dusty corner, a forgotten intention, a beautiful symbol placed without purpose. But now you know what to look for. You know that direction matters, that height speaks, that dust is never just dust, and that silence, when mindful, is powerful. You know which elephant belongs on your desk, which one deserves a place by your bed, and which one may need to move entirely. And most of all, you know that waking up your space is never about perfection. It's about attention. So if you've stayed with me until now, thank you. Truly, you didn't just watch. You remembered something gentle, something yours, and maybe tonight when you pass by that little elephant again, you'll stop for half a second longer. You'll place your hand on it, you'll breathe. And without needing words, you'll both know we begin again. May your space soften, may your days steady, and may every quiet object you've placed in love finally begin to love you back. Until next time, take care of your home, because in more ways than we realize, it's always been taking care of you.